What we're gonna do, I've given some thought to my next move here. And I think what I would like to do, and I'm going to do this because it's going to be kind of fun. So keep that in mind. Is it the most efficient thing in the world to do? Probably not, but I don't give a shit about that. All I care about is having fun. So I want to see how far we can upgrade the Sky Fortress. How far we can take it before we get to the point where it's like, okay, we just absolutely need a bigger CV. So that's the plan. So that involves two things right now. Well, three things. They're all related. It involves upgrading the hull to combat steel, which is going to impact performance, flight performance, because it's going to make the ship heavier. And, so we'll see to what extent it does. I mean, if we can barely move the ship, then we're going to also have to look at upgrading some thrusters. It means we're going to upgrade it to at least a tier 3 CPU, which I was planning on doing anyways. And it means we're going to upgrade its weaponry. In terms of upgrading the hull, if you guys remember, several episodes ago, I took out that tall radar, no, not radar tower, some tower here on Aku, and I got a massive amount of sapien plates, to the point where I had to actually leave them there in a bin, and they're still there. And if you look in the lower right-hand corner, you can see in order for me to upgrade this to combat steel, this hardened steel, I need Sath plates. But most of this ship's hull is normal steel, which means we're going to first have to upgrade to titanium plates, and then upgrade to sapien plates. Though we'll get, for anything that is currently hardened steel, we'll get the titanium plates back from it, which is amazing. Love it when games give you 100% of the resources back when you're upgrading and stuff. So, I think then, that being the case... Oh, here's the other thing we're going to do. Why can't I move again? Every once in a while, I just all of a sudden can't move. I can't walk. I don't know why. It's weird. Maybe it's my keyboard. The other thing I think I'm going to do, and again, is this the most efficient thing to do in the world? Of course not, but we're doing this for fun. So, chillax. Excuse me. I built a space station. It's very, very plain, very basic, but it's big enough to where we can park a capital vessel at it, or at least partially park at it, and use its repair systems. And I was thinking it might be kind of fun to bring this in and use it in orbit, because it's so much easier to work on capital vessels in orbit than it is in atmosphere. So we have two options here. We could either bring in the space station, and I got to learn all of these things, which we'll do anyway. I also, however, built a CV repair space module. This is a very, very bare bones contraption that is, it's quote unquote portable, meaning that I build it anywhere I am in outer space and use it to repair my CV, and it's got everything it needs to process or fuel or whatever. And then I just simply pick it back up as whole blocks and stash it in the CV until we get to the next place where we need to set it down and repair and refuel and all of that. The only thing I can't recover is the core, but cores are cheap. So this would definitely be the cheaper way to do this, and probably the more sensible thing to do than doing the space base. The idea behind this space base was more as an outpost. So let's say we've been playing for a while, and we've started to move across the galaxy, and we want to create outposts that we can return to at some point in time. Well, that's kind of more what the purpose of this is. This isn't like a permanent home space base. That's not what it's designed to do. But since, we already A, have a base here on Akua on the planet, and B, our time in this system is rapidly coming to a close. Probably makes more sense for us to do the repair, the portable repair station. Then we, once we build it, then we have it and we can reuse it. So I think that's the route we're going to go. All right, so now that I've decided that, let's go to the space module. We need to learn the Tier 3 fuel tank and the repair bay. Let's go to Capital Vessel, Tier 3 fuel tank, and repair bay Tier 2. There we go. Okay. If we add this to the factory, we have everything we need to make it. Yeah, because this is a very inexpensive thing. And we'll be able to instantly make it because of the fact that, we put so many whole blocks into the factory already. Okay, so let's go up here. I'm waiting for these tomatoes to finish maturing so we can compare their produce to the pumpkins. I'm pretty sure the pumpkins are going to give us the most produce, but I just want to confirm that. I already picked everything else in the garden and put it in the ship. So we'll come back and look at that. So I guess the first thing is let's fly over to where all those sath plates are and pick them up. Then we'll go up into space, we'll set down the repair module, and then we'll get the hull upgraded first. And while we're doing that, let's also get our Tier 3 CPU extender going. So I'm going to go to here, and let's bring the matrices and all that stuff over. I'm debating whether or not we need to keep any of this here. I guess I'll keep it here because let's say we really get in a bad way and our ship gets completely destroyed. We'd have to respawn here at the base, and I'd like to have at least some basic stuff to get us back on our feet. So I guess that's my reasoning for leaving all that stuff there. Very good. Let's go get the sath plates, and then we'll head up into space. And here again, I don't know how this is, once we do these upgrades, this hull upgrade, and how it's going to affect our vessel in terms of weight and mass. But, if it becomes too sluggish, then we'll upgrade the thrusters. I mean, that's just kind of part of the process. We might... oh, wait. No, I don't want to go up to space yet. We might be able to get away with not having to do that, but we'll see. All right, where is that tower that we took out a long time ago? Right here, Sathian plates. I even had the foresight to mark it. Yay me. Let's go over there. Turn the thrusters off. Let's go old comma ray here. Yeah, we've got almost 5,000 sath plates. Do we have enough capacity for these? Oh, yeah. Now, you know what I don't have a ton of is titanium ore. So, yeah, that's a thing. Let's attach to that. That up and get the stuff back from the core. Okay. I might actually need to go back to the asteroid belt and mine up more of that titanium asteroid too. Which we can do. Not a big deal. Okay. Let's head up into space. Whoops. And it doesn't really matter where in orbit we place the space station because I don't think it's going to be geosynchronous. You know, the other thing I guess we could do is we could just put it down next, put the portable thingy down next to the titanium asteroid. That might make more sense. Yeah, why don't we do that? All right, so let's go back to Obipple, and that's what we'll do. And if we actually ran out of Sath plates, which I don't think we will, but we might, you know, there's a Sath asteroid here too that we could do the same thing. Okay, guys, we're at the titanium asteroid. So let's go ahead and hop out of the ship here. And I'm going to get underneath it about a midships or so. Make sure we're level. Go into the factory, spawn in the CV repair module. Go down just a smidge, over a smidge, right about there. There we go. Okay, now we need to put some fuel in it. So let's go here. We'll fuel that up. Take a look at the repair console. And it looks like we need 6 ingots to repair. 6 iron ingots specifically. Let's do repair blocks. Yeah, it's got a tiny amount of damage. We'll put it in automatic mode. And then let's connect to here. Well, we don't even really need to do that. We just need 6 ingots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. Okay, so when that is finished, which shouldn't take more than a couple more seconds, then what we're going to do is, well, I started making some titanium plates. Let's turn this off. So I have, yeah, I've got 1,200 titanium plates. So that's probably enough to get us started. And I think it's making more. So what we'll do is we'll upgrade the hull until we either run out of titanium or get the whole thing upgraded. And then I'll probably go ahead and mine some more of that asteroid just to replenish the titanium that we've used. So let's get our tool out here. And we want to go to upgrade. And this first block we're upgrading from hardened steel to combat steel. And it looks like it doesn't change the color of the texture, which is good. I couldn't remember if it did that or not. This is from hull armored extended large to hull combat extended large. Okay. So some of the stuff in the very front of the ship was hardened steel, but we're upgrading the whole entire thing to combat steel. That's the plan. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is set this back to upgrade, and then I'm just going to start upgrading the ship and get everything up to combat steel. When this is done, I'll bring you back and we'll go from there. All right, guys. I am back. I finished the upgrade, and boy, that took a hot minute to do. So let me show you where we're currently at. First of all, it took that entire asteroid, in addition to what I already had in Obipal Row, the Sathium asteroid specifically, to do this upgrade. And it was a huge project. Of course, I only did the exterior blocks. I didn't do anything on the interior because that just doesn't make sense to do that. We are now at, well, I have the advanced constructor currently placed down, but if I picked it up, we would be at 95%. In fact, let's pick that up now before we go into Atmo. So at least we don't have that fighting against us. Yeah, let's pick that up. Okay, so now we're at 95%, and that was just from the block upgrades, right? So that's not ultimately not a problem in and of itself because we are going to upgrade to a tier 3 CPU. Here are the current, here's the current statistics. And it's definitely got a fat butt now. Quite a bit. More than it had before. What I should have done, I didn't think to do this, but I should have done a screenshot of what it was before I did the upgrade. But, you know, we're gonna improve this with I'm gonna need excuse me. I'm gonna either need to put 1 or 3 more RCSs in, or maybe a tier 2 RCS. Because it's you know, this is its, you know, pitch and yaw now, which is significantly reduced from what it was before, at present, until we, you know, improve it. So it's not very good. You know, this is it's turning pretty slow compared to what it was before. It's not absolutely atrocious for a capital vessel, but, you know, it's definitely not as agile as it was before. Acceleration's slower, and so forth. So, okay, so let's go ahead and enter atmosphere. And hopefully we don't, like, completely crash down and can't get back out. I don't think it'll be that bad, but it's going to be a lot less than it was before. So we'll go into Atmo. We'll get it upgraded to a tier 3 CPU and then see what kind of modifications we can make while still leaving ourselves enough CPU, you know, to upgrade our weapons. So we've made the ship a lot tougher, but we also need to make it defensively tougher, I should say, but we need to make it offensively tougher too. Okay, let's go ahead and level out. And we are braking. Okay, so at least we're not completely going to crash. So let's kind of get things lined up here, and then we'll go down. Does definitely drops faster. Oh, crash. Okay, yeah. This thing is a rock now. It's a flying boulder. Get it right about there. Okay, let's cut the power. Alright, so I want to... we're going to need to put the tier 3, or sorry, the advanced constructor back down to make the tier 3 extender. And let's go to base and main input. And we'll move those two things over. Okay, let's put the constructor down and connect it to here. And then we want to make a capital vessel tier 3 CPU extender. Which is here. Ah, shit, we don't have enough stuff for flux coils. We need 5 additional flux coils from what we currently have. Alright, what are we missing for those? Titanium rods, neodymium, and cobalt. Let's, okay, let's queue up 14 of those. Wait a minute, why? Oh. I turned the power off, that's why. Alright, cut the thrusters. Oh, it's titanium rods that we're missing. Okay, that's actually not a problem because I've got titanium. I've got a little titanium in there, but I've got quite a bit in the ore controller. Yeah. So let's transfer about 3/4 of that over from here. I have my repair base equipment inside the ore controller too. That's a base CPU extender. Yeah, we need that for the other thing. All right, now we should be able to make this. Make sure we're on capital vessel, because it does matter, and then we'll make the tier 3. Okay, now, as far as where we're going to put that, we're going to have to rearrange some stuff. This room is not doing anything for us, and neither is this room. This room has thrusters in it, though, which isn't ideal. Yeah, let's pick up everything in here. And let's also extend everything into this room. And let's pick this stuff up as well. Okay, so why don't we put... I'd kind of like to move... I'm almost thinking about moving that stuff into here, just for economy of space. Yeah, why don't we do that? Except for I've got a bunch of shit in that closet that we're gonna have to deal with. Alright, so grab this furnishing. And we'll just do... Okay, it's not... What's it? Oh, there we go. Okay, I was going to say, I can't see it. There's just no room for it over there. I want to put it, like, right there. That's kind of stupid. I guess we can put it there. Okay. We'll put it there. I know, it's kind of weird, but... Again, we're trying to be, economical with our space. So if I... What's behind this? Nothing. Okay. There's nothing in that wardrobe either. Okay, so what we're going to do is... That's a closet. This has some stuff in it too, so let's move all of that into my own inventory. We'll pick that up. What I'd like to do is just put 3 closets along this wall. If we remove that corner block, we could actually put the bed in that corner. That makes more sense. Actually, that's a combat steel block, so that goes to the outside. It's kind of weird. It's almost like there's a little membrane or something there. Okay, let's do this. Let's grab our paint gun. And something that you guys told me about in the comments, which is really useful, is if I look at a block and I hold down Control Shift and I right click, it copies the texture and the color. We don't want that to be on the whole block. So what we can do is do that. And maybe we'll do Control Shift right click there and do that as well. Yeah. I like that. Okay, now let's grab the furniture stuff. We'll put our bed there. And then we will put closets along here, except for one. Need to access this. What? It was popping in there a second ago. Why isn't it now? I don't know what's going on here. Try that again. It says not possible. Please deactivate the... Oh, did I accidentally turn the shield on? I guess I did. Don't ask me how the frick I did that. There we go. Okay. Now, let's take a look-see at this. Do I have a... I don't have a furniture group. Alright, so let's create a group and we'll call it furniture. And then we will add this to the furniture group. And then we should just be able to do add to last group, add to last group. What? Wait a second. Yeah, add to last group, add to last group. Do I have... I have 2 beds down. Where's the other bed? Oh, I forgot to pick this one up. Silly me. There. All right, now let's call this closet... We'll call it equipment to sell. We'll call this one items to sell. So by equipment, I mean weapons and tools, and items is anything else that's sellable. And then this one, we'll just put miscellaneous. Can I put one of these up? I could do that if I remove that wall paneling, but that yeah, that might be the other side of that wall, so I don't want to do that. Just looking for a place we could stick this for funsies. Not gonna want me to put it there. Yeah, you know what? Forget that. I'll mess with it later, maybe. So yeah, let's just put this in here for now. Maybe I'll keep the extra furnishings in here too. Explorer tokens. Yeah, the root beer stuff. Explorer tokens is technically currency, right? So we'll put that in there. And then we should be able to go equipment to sell on this side and closet on this side and just squirt all that into there. It's a beautiful thing. I don't want to sell the assault shotgun. This ammo needs to go in the ammo. And I want maybe a couple of spare multi-tools. Maybe a spare laser rifle. And maybe a spare sniper rifle and a spare drill in case we eventually run our epic drill out. And yeah, we want that too. Okay, so we'll put this stuff in here. Whoops. That was closet, right? Yeah. Except for you. You go in ammo. I put all ammo in here, whether it's handheld or otherwise. All right, now what we can do is pick you up and remove those walls. And now we have all of this space for expansion. Beautiful. Okay, so let's grab the CPU extender. Container controller. Now, does this have to be set down next to the other guys? I don't remember if it does or not. Okay, I don't even see it. Where's it at? There it is. Okay, this seems to indicate it'll let me put it down. Oh, frick, we have to put two of those. Did do two of those. That's right, I forgot about that. Okay. Ugh. So, we should be able to do that, though. It gets exponentially more expensive to do this. Let's make another one. We have the stuff to do it. That's the important thing. Yeah, there's no way we're going to fit them in there next to the other extenders, so there isn't really any room in here either. This door is no longer necessary. If we grab a steel block and we look at that block and do Control Shift right mouse button thingamadoodle, that doesn't, it's not working. Oh, that worked with that too. Is there a different? Ah, it was just Control right click. Nice. I love that. If we wanted to, we could make that corner a little fancier looking, but what is behind here? All right, yeah, let's put you there. And then we'll go to category here. Grab Order edge A. Edge C. Okay, hold on. What is... Oh, I don't know what design that actually is. That's not the right one. It is going to put a little bit of a lip here, but... I don't know if that bothers me too much. I think it might be this one here. Well, it matches that paint, but it doesn't match this paint. If we get this out and do Control-Shift right-click, there we go. Okay. It still does a double thingy though, but that is the right design for that. There's probably something I could put in there to taper that down, but you know what? I don't want to worry about that right now. Let's just not worry about that right now. Okay, let's get the other CPU extension. Is it? It must not be done yet. Still working on it. Okay, it's getting close. Takes a while. Okay, CPU is finished. CPU extender to be precise. There we go. Okay, so we are now upgraded to tier 3, and we added 100,000 CPU to our vessel. Very nice. Gives us a lot more to play with. Now, I guess the next thing I want to look at is RCS. If we go here, okay, we have 2 normal RCSs, 2 regulars, or tier 1s, I should say. And that gives us a torque of 10 million newtons squared, maybe? I don't know, something like that. Though these things use a hell of a lot of CPU, though. That's 75,000 CPU. If we go to here and we look at the tier 2 RCS, oh my god. It uses 125,000 CPU. Okay, we're not doing that. So I think what we'll do is we'll make a couple more regular RCSs. Well, maybe 2. Let's just make 1 more, and we'll try it, and we'll see. Because, you know, 1 more might fit the bill for us. All right. Where are you at, RCS? There you go. Okay. Now, let's just make 1 of those. Because, you know, we don't want to go batshit crazy with these because they're super, super expensive. While we're waiting for that, there's a couple things over here we could do. Oh, actually, you know what? We could utilize this space. We could put stuff in there. But, yeah. Yeah. We don't really need doors here. So, let's, let me grab the blocks again. Go here. No, keep hitting the wrong button. Go here. Control right click. That is so slick. Love it. Okay, so this gives us 2 slots that we can put one or maybe both of the RCSs in. If we wind up making two. Is my thrusters on? Or are my thrusters on? No, they're not. Just taking a little bit of radiation damage. Okay, let's grab that. Okay, so right now, if we look at our statistics, our torque detail, let's say, we're paying attention to speed and yaw. Those are the things that the RCS affects. I'm sorry, pitch and yaw. So right now, we basically have 9 degrees and this acceleration, or maybe we should just be looking at the torque. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how to read all this stuff. All I know is that we want these numbers to be higher than they are. Okay, so pitch right now is 9 and speed is 4. Torque is 20. Let's put this in place. Now it's 12 and 30 and then 5 and 30. That's not a huge increase, I don't think. Let's try it though. Just see if I can live with it. Because again, we don't want to go crazy with these because they're really sucking up our CPU. Yeah, that's still not super good. The pitch is definitely improved, but the yaw is still pretty lame. So I'm gonna go with another RCS, so we'll have a total of 4 for now, and we'll just see what else we can do here. Damn it. Definitely gonna need to do some thruster work too. Let's grab the next RCS and pop it in place. Okay, so now these both increased to 40, so we basically doubled the torque. Yeah, plus 15 on the pitch and plus 6 on the yaw. And that's all I'm willing to sacrifice for that. Very good. Okay, next thing is we need to look at our thrusters. So here, let's go outside. Let's go outside the ship. I forgot. If I go out that way, I sink in the water. While we're in the base, let's go check the farm. Okay, so the tomatoes are mature, and they only have 4, so they're... Yeah. Okay, so pumpkins are the way to go for vegetables for a long grow farm. Now that we know that, we're going to switch these out back to pumpkins, or 2 pumpkins, because I think I had space what the hell they're called thingies? Peppers there before. Don't have any pumpkin seeds there. Do I have some in here? Fridge. Let's go. Akua base. Bridge input. Oh, quit your belly aching. Here, take one of those. No, I don't. Okay, so let's go bring those over here. And we want to make 2 pumpkin seeds. While we're waiting for that, let's connect to the Sky Fortress fridge and harvest the rest of this garden. And we'll plant the 2 pumpkins. Okay. That takes care of that. All right, I want to take a look at our lift thrusters first. Which are out there on the wing thingies. So that's just a medium thruster. And we have one we have one there and we have one here. And I think that's all we have. Per side, of course. So, what we can do is get those upgraded first. Capital vessel. Yeah, so this is what we have. Thruster jet. These give us an afterburner. That's a variant. I think that's just a cosmetic difference. Okay, so this has a thruster force of 16.7 million newtons, I guess. This one is... Oh, that's 194. God, that's like way more than that. This uses 65,000 CPU. That uses 9,000 CPU. So there's a big difference there, too. Yeah, those are exactly the same, just different variant. So... Okay, we have a couple options. We could put the thruster jet in. For 65,000 and change a pop. But it'll have over 10 times the thrust. Or... we add more regular medium thrusters. Ten of these would give us 167 meganewtons. Not that I'm going to put 10 down. I'm just trying to equate this, right? So that would give us 167, which is still less than what just one of these can do. And that would give us, but that would then cost us 96,000 CPU versus 65,000. But we might be able to get away with maybe just doubling these. So instead of having 2 per side, we have 4 per side. How did that get all changed? Oh, because I must have painted the underneath side of the cannon turret. Gotcha, okay. That's a cannon turret as well. So, here's what I'm thinking we do. Yeah. Let's go here. No. Go here. Container controller. And let's make 4 more capital vessel medium thrusters. I'm really, again, I'm trying to be as economical as possible here because I want to save as much CPU as possible for our better weaponry. And the lasers in particular are expensive as hell. All right, guys. Let's go up into space and finish this. And then we can just dip back down into Atmo to test it. It's just going to be easier for me to work on stuff. So I am going to... We don't really need anything in there. Let's go ahead and just transfer all of this over to the ship. Just so we have our maximum resources. And then I might leave some basic stuff here before we leave for, you know, for the long haul later. Okay, so let's do thrusters. I mean, this is its current lift, which is pretty slow, but we're going to probably want to do something with the drive thrusters too, because this is how long it takes me to get out of atmosphere, which is a lot longer than it used to be. So we'll look at the, you know, the main thrusters too after we take care of the lift thrusters. All right. So we should have all of the medium thrusters that we just made. Yeah, right there. So let's grab those. And what we're going to do is go... Here, let's actually turn the thrusters off so we don't cook ourselves while we're doing this. Okay, so... That's gonna be a problem because now the thruster's gonna stick out too far. All right, how do we deal with this? Let's see here. Okay. We can figure this out. Where there's a will, there's a way. I don't want to give up a container extension. What's underneath this block? Oh no, that's the cannon turret. Okay, so we can't really go that direction. What's under... Yeah, it looks like there's going to be... Well, actually, I guess I can't tell for sure. Yeah, there's another container extension there, too. What about... Alright, what about under here? Nope, that's part of this thruster. Right, okay. That isn't going to work either. Well, shite. Here's a possibility. We remove that, and we remove that. And then we put you here. Maybe going that direction? Hmm. All right, let's get these combat steel blocks back. Let's do the control right click trick on that. No, this is the one here that I needed to do. There. Okay, so that gets that back as it was. And I guess what we would do here is this. That definitely does not look as good as it did before. But wrong button. Yeah, that does not look as good as it did before. Is there... Okay, let me look at something else here. Corner E medium. Sliced corner D. What does this look like? I don't know if I... Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, okay, so we could do corner C. And then go back to... Go back to here, but let's copy this block because I'm too lazy to try and figure it out otherwise. So control right click. Oh. Yeah. That's actually not terrible. That's not terrible. I'm thinking, though, if we're going to do that, we should probably also... remove that. And just make this a straight up block like that. Or we could add even another thruster in there. Before I do that, though, I just want to see if I'm happy enough with just the lift that this is going to provide. So, tell you what, let's do the same thing now on the other side that we just did here. And then we'll go figure out the rear lift thrusters. And then we'll test it before I do more. Okay, so that gets those thrusters in place. Now, the next question is in the back here. How are we going to make this work? What if we do this? No, we need to go up higher, which we should be able to do. Oh, no, we didn't. Well, yeah, we did. Otherwise, it would have hung out. But what we could actually do instead is pick this back up. Is just put this guy in. Yeah, there we go. Not going to be able to stand next to that, but, you know, that's just kind of the sacrifice I guess we have to make, right? That was easy. All right, so let's do the same thing here. We want this guy. No, this guy. Okay. Good. I didn't do a before and after. But I guess it wouldn't be a big deal to pick them back up real quick and take a look at it. Okay, so here is our current lift thrust. Why does that say 0? Right there. Oh, this must be the down thrust here. So this is what we want to look at is this lift thrust. So right now we're at 27 meganewtons with just the 4. I would expect that should double, right? With double the amount of thrusters, but there might be other factors going on too. Okay, so let's go back to the slanted and turn you that way. Turn you that way. Okay, now let's take a look at it. Wait a minute. That still says 27. Why is that? I'm just gonna auto. Well, shoot. Do I want to do that though? Yeah, let's just do it. Once I get everything set, then I can go in and kind of customize stuff. But right now, I don't want to keep having to manually do it. Okay, so if we look at this now, yeah, that didn't change. Maybe this is the one we were supposed to look at, because right now that's 56.6. 18 meters squared per second there. Yeah, 18 and 56. Let's just take one of these back out for a minute and see if that's what's affected. Yeah, okay, so that's the number we need to be looking at. Gotcha. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this now. Okay, so it's going to be. I'm more interested to see what it's going to do in Atmo than in space. I mean, if we look at the planet, so we have a point of reference. That's pretty good vertical movement. Well, upwards vertical movement. It's a lot slower going down, and that's going to be important for strafing. So we may have to add some on top too for that reason. But let's just go into Atmo and see what it does. Okay. Okay, so here's our lift now. I can live with that. I think that's okay. I mean, I'm not going to be doing a lot of that anyways. I'm going to be using the main drives to get out of atmosphere anyways, which we got to deal with too, of course. Okay, how's our CPU look now? Our 743. Okay. Let's get a little further away from the planet because it makes the ship jerky. All right. So let's go back down here. And I want to grab these blocks. Let's just grab these blocks too. Okay, get those out of the way. All right. So if I spent a little more time on this, I could probably make it look a little bit better, but I think we're just going to go with that for now. So stick this here. Put that there. Certainly doesn't look as good as it did before. You know, something just occurred to me. That we maybe could do instead of this whole fiasco is... What if we put the thruster in line with these blocks? And maybe even more amidship, like next to the R for forge. Oh. That's not going to work. Never mind. So much for that idea. Must not have upgraded that one fully. Okay. Do we have... Oh, okay, hold on. Well... I mean, we have this block here. No, we don't. That's where the RCS is. Yeah, this really gets complicated. Guess I should be doing a whole block there. Okay, that's going to have to do for now. I'm just kind of tired of messing with it. Oh, we already have 4... Yeah, we have 4. But we have 8 up thrusters in total on the ship. So if we also want to have the same down strafing ability in space, we need to add more of these, which we might be able to easily do by just putting them here. All right, so let's pick these up. Yeah. We're going to have to really watch ourselves walking around down there. But this is going to be the easiest solution. Okay, let's make 4 more medium thrusters. Okay, let's put those guys in there. Then we want to go here. Okay. Okay. Put those guys in place and paint them up. That takes care of that. Now how are we looking on CPU? Yeah, we're okay. Let's take a look at side strafing next. I wasn't actually paying super close attention to that. I think we're going to keep it the way that it is, just because, again, I don't want to go overboard. I think that'll work. Okay, here's our down thrust and up thrust. And they should be about the same. Yeah, they're both 29 meters per second. So we're good to go there. All right, next we need to improve our rear thrust a little bit. And how's our back thrust look? It's slow, but I think we're going to try and live with that too for now. But we do need to do something about the rear thrust. So we have 4, again, just normal medium thrusters on the back here. And so I think what makes sense there is just to upgrade those to thruster jets, or at least 2 of them. Why don't we start with 2, and then we'll see how it does. Just because lots more CPU with those guys. There isn't really a good place for me to add more regular medium thrusters. So that's why I'm thinking, you know, we go with the go with the jets. What am I doing? I'm going to here. Here. Capital vessel, thruster, jet, medium. So yeah, again, 65,000 CPU per jet, but a lot more thrust, like a hell of a lot more thrust. Over 10 times more thrust. Let's make 2 of those. We're missing propulsion components. All right. What do we need to make propulsion components? I guess that's going to be here. High temperature components. Okay. What do we need to make high temperature components? Platinum ingots. We've got platinum ingots. Yes, indeed we do. We just have to put them in here. Container controller. Let's go to the ore and wood. And let's just grab half of these, put them in there. Now we should be able to make what we need. Thruster jet small. Thruster jet medium. Oh, you know what? That's a 2x5x2. That's a 1x3x1. That's a 1x2x1. It's actually the small ones that I should be making, not the medium ones. I mean, I could make the medium ones, but they're not going to fit, and I don't want to completely redo the thruster section of the ship. This will stick out when we're blocked, which won't be a problem. But the good news is way less CPU on these. So now we're looking at 16.7 versus 19.3. So let's make 4 of these, and we will replace the 4 normal mediums with those. That will then give us 4 extra medium thrusters that if we end up needing to use them for, like, say, more side thrust or braking thrust, we could do that. Let's go outside and take a look around for a minute. Right, so if we did need more braking thrust, what I think I would do for that is put the thruster underneath here, the slanted one, and have it just meet the lip of that one there. Turn those off. Maybe we'll do that since we're going to have them anyways now. So I would like to have a little more braking power. You know, let's say we're doing a dive bomb into an enemy POI in Atmo, and I can't stop in time and I kamikaze it, right? That kind of idea. Right. Okay, let's do that. So, we're going to take... no, not you. You. Take you out and you out. You know what? That still gives us 2 more thrusters, so we could put another side thruster in the middle too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take this out and this out and this out. And we'll do the same thing here. And we could even put an elliptical on here, our symmetry plane. Yeah, like that. That's what we want. We don't have to do it twice. Not that this is that big of a deal. Go back to here. Here. Damn it. Here. Grab those 2 thrusters. Do the slant. Flip it this way. And that way. Is there a block that would fit in here? No, can't. No, that's not what I'm looking for. It's got to be like one of these guys, I think. Corner half A3. No. What about what about C? No, none of those are going to line up right. I'm pretty sure there is a block that will go here. I just got to figure out what it is. Unless we, yeah, I'm gonna rebuild this whole spot here, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Right now, I just want to get everything functional. So let's just take those off because they look kind of dumb the way they are. Okay, so that doubles our braking power. That's a beautiful thing. And then what we'll do is we'll grab you guys, or you two, and we'll go over here and we'll put them in here. Okay, wait a minute. Which one was that again? That was the one lined up on that. Yeah, right here. Okay, make this a slanted. Turn it that way. And there we go. Is that doing the thing? Yeah, I guess so. I think the symmetry plane did the painting for us too. Yeah, it did. Okay. Good. So now we have improved braking and we have improved side strafing. And here are our 4 new thruster jets. Let's put them in like this. Can I go back one more here? What is this? That's a thruster too. Okay, nope, we can't. But that's okay. I don't mind these sticking out because they already have the cones, you know, covering them. Ah, look at that. Okay. Let's remove the symmetry plane. Let's do a auto group and take it for a spin. I think we've got pretty reasonable yaw and pitch and space. Pitch is actually really pretty good. I would imagine we'll be doing most of our combat in this ship in space anyway, since the vanilla game doesn't allow you to use... In fact, I don't think you can use any capital ship main weapons in atmosphere. There's probably a mod or some way to disable that. Roll is okay. It's not super good, but it's good enough. Because I think we need to save the rest of our CPU for our weapons. Okay, let's go down into Atmo and test it. Oh yeah, I'm really glad we put more braking thrusters on because we're still not stopping on a dime. So yeah, we definitely needed to improve that. Okay, let's see how long it takes us to get. That's still a slow climb. I mean, we didn't significantly add to the rear thrust, but I think we're going to have to live with this. It's not terrible. Because I just have a feeling like we're not going to have enough CPU otherwise to put all the weapons on that I want to put on. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, let's do a save. And let's get a little further out from the planet because it's doing that shaking thing. So I'm going to do 2 things. Well, no, I'm not. I'm just going to do one thing at the moment. So what we want to do is we want to save this as a template. Save the current layout as a repair template. Okay. And what that means then is if we get it all banged up, we can repair it back to this exact state that it's currently in. Now, when I'm all finished making the modifications to this. I'll also blueprint it and put it up on my workshop if anybody else wants to download it and mess with it. But I want to work a little bit more on the front end and see if I can improve, you know, just that kind of boring flat front end. But that takes a little more brain power, geometric brain power than I want to expend right now. So the next thing is, let's take a look-see now and see what kind of armaments, improved armaments we could put on here with the CPU that we have to play with. Right. So, first of all, let's turn those off. I think I want to use rockets as our main physical damage weapon. And we already have one, so we just need to make one more. So we're on capital vessel. We want to go to here. And what do we... Oh, shit. That's right. We need Zascosium for that. We're going to have to find a Zask asteroid or a planet where we can get that, which probably means we're going to have to go to a lava planet. And yes, I'm aware that we have to watch out for gravity on those planets. I am aware of that. Okay, so we do have one of these, though, so we could at least make use of one. And then we have these laser turrets. So the laser turrets will be for taking shields down, and the rockets will be for physical damage. So each one of these, I don't remember actually what those were. Let's go. What my thought is, depending upon how much CPU we have to play with, is replacing some of the cannon turrets with the laser turrets underneath the ship. So let's start with these first two that we have, and then we'll see where that puts us. Okay, so let's retrieve this cannon turret. And this one here. And we want a retractable pulse laser. Let's also, just to get our CPU figure, let's mount the one rocket launcher that we have. And this is probably exactly where I will have them. And we'll put one on each side. That looks badass. Okay, what does that do to our CPU? Oh yeah, we got lots of room. Okay. So I'm thinking at least 2 more laser turrets. So let's put one here. And on this side as well. Let's go back to here, go to here. Capital vessel, 2 more laser turrets. Projectile sentry guns. And then, yeah, or, you know, the other thing that could happen is we could luck out, find another CV wreck with another rocket launcher in it, too. Or even better, pulse lasers. Wow, those only use 7,200. They use quite a bit less than the turrets do. Well, but that's because I guess there's no computer trying to keep track of it, though. So we could probably do a pretty decent number on shields with 4 pulse laser turrets hitting it all at the same time. And then I'll keep the cannon turrets here too and let them do their thing because they'll add to the damage as well. And if we're up against a less dangerous enemy, we could even just turn the laser turrets off altogether, especially if it's not a shielded enemy. Just to conserve ammo, power, that sort of thing. What? Oh, never mind. Okay. For a minute there, I thought I made too many of those. Okay, so retractable there and here. Okay, let's do an auto group. And we still have a lot of CPU to play with, so that's good. That is really good. Okay, so I think that's as far as I'm going to take this for now. Off camera, I'll work on improving this. And knowing that we have more CPU to play with, I'm almost tempted to throw a couple more RCSs on now that I know we have CPU. Just to give us, a little bit more maneuverability, right? Why don't we do that? And I don't think they're absolutely essential, so if we get to a point later where we need that CPU back, we can reduce the RCSs again and still probably be fine. I know, well, I guess I don't know this for sure, but I think some hardcore purist players don't like RCSs. They think you should design the ship in such a way to where you don't need them or you need them minimally. And I get that, I do, but I'm not that hardcore serious about it. So there you go. So we're going to put them on. The other thing we kind of need to pay attention to is how this is going to affect our power plant. Oh, you know what else we can do? I have a couple of tier 3 fuel tanks. Why don't we'll put the 2 RCSs there. And let's put you there and you there. And we just dramatically increased our fuel capacity. Don't need that there. We'll leave this here. And then we'll put the 2 RCSs there, and that still gives us 2 more block spaces if we need it for whatever. So that door will stay there. Let's grab a steel block. There we go. Put that there. Now what are we looking like? Yeah, see, that bumped us up over a mil, but I mean, we still have lots and lots of space to play with. I mean, I could do all 8 turrets as lasers if I wanted to. I don't know that that makes a whole lot of sense. It just depends. Well, I want to test out what we have first, and we'll just see how it does. And if I feel like it's still underpowered for tougher enemies, which it may very well be, then we can adjust. We have room to play with. And I don't have to pick this thing up anymore. We can keep that down all the time now. Unless we really get to the limit. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go hit that prison.